Zippo from Aliexpress. Is it fake or is it legit? Let's find out. Aliexpress is associated with cheap knockoffs, so I was quite shocked when suddenly Zippo appeared in my suggestions list. Now, before we begin comparing side by side, let's talk about the price. Zippo should cost no less than $10, and that's in the US. In the rest of the world, you can easily triple or quadruple this number. Now, I paid $50 for this basic model, so the price definitely changed. The best way to spot a fake is to compare it to something genuine. I have a genuine Zippo box here and we will use it for comparison. Now, first thing to look at is the box texture. Genuine box should have a non-repetitive, seamless texture, like a snakeskin or snailskin, whatever works for you. Our Chinese thread has straight lines, horizontal or vertical, depending how you look at it. This is a clear sign of a fake, a big red flag. We could stop the comparison here, but let's move on. Now, the text color. It shouldn't be bright white, it should be a shade of a gray. Now, on the left, you can clearly see that the text is darker than the sheet of paper. And on the right, it's almost the same color, it's too bright. Moving on to the dots. Chinese ones are much darker than ones on the original box. Also, we have this strange sticker. With the help of Google Translate, it says open WeChat and scan to check anti-counterfeiting. If you have any questions, you can call Zippo ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. Now, WeChat is a Chinese chat application and I can't really say how you can verify your Zippo with it. The back of the box looks pretty the same except for writing in Chinese, but that's what the seller stated, that the Zippos are sold in China and they have to put writing in Chinese. With help of Google Translate, it tells the address of Zippo and of the importer. Also, there is this flame that I don't see on original Zippo boxes. The barcode stickers are also looking quite differently. Other than that, the backs are pretty much the same. The writings, the fonts, the color. Looks quite legit to me. Moving to inside of the box. And we'll bring a third one for better comparison. Here we have a velvet that feels the same on two original Zippo boxes, and Chinese ones feels much harder, much tougher than in these two boxes. Also, the color of velvet in Chinese box is a bit darker. Other than that, inside looks the same. Font, the writings, the color, no spelling mistakes. Can't tell the difference. Now, on the lid of the box we should see a little flame and another flame inside of the box itself. Moving on to the guarantee paper. It should be printed on a high quality, glossy paper like a magazine. This box is from Israel, so one side is in Hebrew, another in English. Same pattern here, one side in Chinese, another in English. Let's compare side by side. The design and layout are both looking identical to me. Let's compare with the American guarantee. Once again, quite the same layout. Now, can you guess what Americans put on the other side? Commercials. Sure, what else can you expect from
capitalism?
Enough about the fake box, let's talk about the lighter itself. I've got a bunch here to compare with. On the right, we've got genuine Zippos. On the left, we have knockoffs. And in the middle, we've got our test subject from China. The first thing I noticed after opening the box is a missing orange sticker. That's another red flag. When you hold a Zippo in your hand, you feel its weight, and our subject is quite light, much lighter than my other Zippos. It's even lighter than the Star knockoff, which is the lightest one. I find this very suspicious. Genuine Zippo cases are made of brass, which is non-magnetic. Let's perform a test. Originals don't stick. Knockoffs are sticking because their case is made of iron. And our subject isn't sticking as well. Now, that's a pass. Original Zippo has a rectangular shape with oval top. These two tops are matching. Unless you've got a vintage view or another replica which has a flat top, just like our Starlighter. Now, let's have a look at the hinge. Original Zippo should have 5 barrels hinge. 2 wide in the middle, and 3 narrow on the sides and in the middle. Unlike our Starlighter that has the same size. Welding spots. Genuine Zippo should have pronounced, accurate and neat welding spots. These ones are looking good enough for me. And for comparison, let's take our Starlighter. And you can barely see the spots, probably because of a different manufacturing process. Zippo bottom stamp, one of the most iconic things about the lighter. It should read month, Zippo, year, Bradford, PA, made in USA. The month is denoted by the letters A through L. Z is connected with I, and the flame is pointing to the left. P connected with O. Then small r in the circle and a year. Now double attention here. Bradford must be spelled correctly, not Bradford, not Bradzord. Bradford, comma, PA, period. PA, not PF or PR. USA with periods as well. Many fakes fall short here. They forget comma, misspell Bradford, misspell PA, put two dots and no punctuation at all. Once again, Bradford, comma, PA, dot. As you can see, our Chinese friend has a proper bottom stamp. Now let's see inside. Zippo's lid can't be opened completely. This one opens pretty wide, but still not till the end. Inside you may see some welding stains, but you should definitely see some yellow metal, since the cases are made of brass. This Zippo is coated with chrome, but we can still see yellow brass inside. Hitch corners must be cut as we see here. And the same cuts on the American Zippo. The insert itself must be sticking out of the body, and Star's insert is completely sunken inside. The insert stops on Zippos are glued with epoxy, as opposed to the Star's insert, which is not glued. Hole's pattern not match the pattern on the box. As you see, Star's pattern is completely different. If we put two lighters one behind another, we should see through the holes. The pattern is matching. Originals should have steel white rivets, tidy round without cracks. For comparison, Star's rivets are smashed and cracked. Originals should have yellow wick ring and yellow flint ring. Also, their size should be the same. Comparing flint wheel pattern, Zippo has strikes at 30-degree angle, while Star has straight lines. Chimney has a shape of rectangular with rounded corners, while Star has more of an oval shape. Zippo's chimney should be hard to bend, and with Star I apply almost no force to bend it. Moving on to the insert itself, but before that let's review the stamp again. It's stamped, so we should see the reflection on the other side. And we clearly see the reflection here. The same as on our American Zippo. And once again we may see some welding stains inside but no rust. Here our champ lighter is all rusty inside. Now comparing the writings on the inserts. They look identical, which I can't say about the speed bumps. Chinese one looks much bigger. Same on the opposite side. The writing are the same, but speed bump is longer. Another thing to compare is the insert seam. Star's seam on the right is looking completely different than the seams on Zippos on the left. Moving to the felt pad. On Zippos it's written lift to fill with spaces, as opposed to knockoffs, where it's written as one word without spaces. Genuine Zippos should have yellow flint screw which is sticking outside, unlike our champ lighter where the screw is completely sunken in. Also, genuine Zippo screws have teeth on their side, while knockoffs have it smooth. Zippo flint screw, the spring and the pusher are all connected and form one body as we see here, while knockoffs usually have these parts separated. Zippos are made in USA, and Americans use imperial measurement system. Thus, the screw threads are measured in inches. On the contrary, China is using metric system, so their screw threads would be in millimeters. That's another way to spot a fake. Let's see if we can swap the screws. The screw is matching. Genuine Zippo has 5 or 4 cotton balls inside, while knockoffs usually stack just one big piece. Let's see how many balls our Chinese friend has. 5 as well, nice. The wick is packed surprisingly well, in an S pattern. Now, jokes aside, but that's not a sign of a genuine Zippo. In original lighters, they just stuck it in one corner at the top, and the first thing you do after buying the lighter is to repack the wick. Even the length of the wick is much in the original, about 10 centimeters. Now let's examine the cam. It should be made of a quality metal with smooth surface and small groove at each side. The grooves were added in 2003. If we compare with Starlighter, we see how poor quality it is. Grainy surface, cracks and scratches. Also no grooves. Now let's compare the build quality. Everything should be tightly fit. There should be no play on the cam and on the wheels. Actually, there is some play on Chinese cam, which reminds me our Starlighter. And that's because there is a gap between the cam and the lip. I can even stick a toothpick there. That's definitely not a Zippo quality. The last thing I've noticed is how loose the insert is sitting. There is no such play on my Israeli Zippo or the American or Japanese one. Even the Star insert is sitting tight. But the Chinese is loose as hell. Let's try and swap the inserts. American insert is sitting tight in Chinese case, so the case is fine. But Chinese insert is still loose in American case. So we can conclude that the Chinese insert is too damn small. Another red flag. Now let's summarize our findings. 1. Fake box. 2. Missing sticker. 3. Too light. 4. The speed bump is too long. 5. Flimsy cam. 6. Small insert. A total of 6 failure points. With deep regret and sadness in my heart, I must declare that this Zippo is a fake. When I pay premium price for a brand, I expect quality. Now take a look at this Zippo. It was made in 1986, almost 40 years ago, and it still shines bright. Oh, look at this decade-old Leatherman. I can still polish my nails with it. That's why my hands are so beautiful. Quality comes at a price. Oh, look at these dirt cheap drill bits. I had to drill one hole and the bit broke after that. But I was expecting it. After all, I paid just $4 for the whole set. Now these cheap Zippo knockoffs. Of course they work, but for how long? On the first week of use, the hinge broke from the lid. I glued it back with epoxy. Now the weld got broken on the bottom. And this champ lighter. The barrels cracked and fall off. So I removed the hinge completely. Now I'm working on a final solution for these hinge problems. Then the cam rivet was broken, and I replaced it with a nail. I expect that quality from cheap products. But this fake? I bet it won't last 40 years as this Japanese Zippo. In no time it will look like these cheap knockoffs. I'm switching to it as my primary lighter, and I'm giving it 2 months. After that I'll make another review. That's all for now, bye bye.